floor goes to
la distinguida representante permanente
the
de
distinguished
Pakistán.
permanent representative of Pakistan.
Tiene usted la palabra.
You have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. We congratulate you on your election as Chair of the Commission. This being the final year in the 3-year cycle of UNDC is of great significance. So I assure you and the Bureau of our full support and cooperation. Pakistan aligns itself with the statement delivered by Indonesia on behalf of the non-aligned movement. Chairperson, the proceedings of the Commission are taking place against a turbulent global security backdrop. The international security picture is far from encouraging. Old conflicts continue to fester as newer ones flare up. There are also signs of growing global tensions and confrontation. Not surprisingly, this fraught global political landscape has had a negative impact on the nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation regime. Differences on perspectives, approaches, and modalities continue to persist. The hostile use of cyber and other emerging technologies, development and use of lethal autonomous weapon systems and armed drones, as well as the development of advanced conventional hypersonic systems of global reach, are all worrying developments. Chairperson, most aspects of the disarmament and non-proliferation landscape do not present an optimistic picture. Instead, the trends are mostly negative. The principal reason for this is the lack of progress made by the nuclear weapon states in fulfilling their legal nuclear disarmament obligations. This has negatively impacted on the efficacy of the non-proliferation regime. Some nuclear weapon states are neither willing to give up their large inventories of nuclear weapons, nor their modernization programs, even as they pursue non-proliferation with messianic zeal. And some 30 non-nuclear weapon states, members of nuclear armed alliances, continue to rely on nuclear weapons while advocating abstinence for other states facing real and genuine security deficits, some of which are exacerbated by extravagant arms exports and nuclear cooperation. The progress may further be impeded by certain recent developments, including some nuclear weapon states vying to greatly strengthen and expand nuclear capabilities by outmatching potential competitors, thus starting, potentially, a new nuclear arms race. This is in flagrant violation of the basic principles enshrined in SSOD 1, according to which the nuclear weapon states, together with other militarily significant states, have primary responsibility for nuclear disarmament and for halting and reversing the arms race. Chairperson, another key challenge to long-held non-proliferation norms and rules is the grant of discriminatory waivers to some and making exceptions for either power or profit motives. Such waivers carry obvious proliferation risks. These special arrangements are not only discriminatory and denote nuclear double standards, but also open up the possibility of diversion of material intended for peaceful uses to military purposes. They contravene non-proliferation rules and also undermine regional strategic stability. Many states continue to pursue these policies of granting waivers and exemptions, thus contributing to insecurity imbalances in certain regions, especially in my region, South Asia, where military expenditures are rising and conventional weapons inventories are expanding. Chairperson, disruption of strategic stability in South Asia by induction of nuclear weapons in our neighborhood fundamentally challenged my country's security. My country was left with no option but to follow suit in order to restore strategic stability in the region and deter any form of aggression. Pakistan has made a number of proposals to keep South Asia free of nuclear weapons and missile systems. These included the simultaneous application of IAEA safeguards on all nuclear facilities and bilateral arrangements for their reciprocal inspections, simultaneous accession to the NPT, a regional CTBT, a zero-missile regime in South Asia, and the signing of a non-aggression pact. Unfortunately, none of these proposals have ever elicited a positive response. In his address to the UN General Assembly last year, our Prime Minister, Mia Mohammad Nawaz Sharif, underlined Pakistan's resolve to maintain strategic stability in the region. Guided by a commitment to the principles of non-proliferation and with the aim of maintaining peace and stability in the region, our Prime Minister expressed readiness to agree on a bilateral arrangement between Pakistan and India on a nuclear test ban. This also awaits a response. Peace and stability in South Asia cannot be achieved without resolving underlying disputes, agreeing on measures for nuclear and missile restraint, and instituting conventional force balances. Our proposals for a strategic restraint regime based on these three interlocking elements remains on the table. Our conduct continues to be defined by restraint and responsibility and the avoidance of any arms race. Chairperson, the existing and emerging challenges to global and regional security and consequentially to arms control, non-proliferation and disarmament need to be addressed holistically and comprehensively on the basis of constructive and cooperative multilateralism.